What are you gonna say again?
Just make it up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Calm Down Is Fine podcast. I'm your primary host, Dustin. Yep, Kason agrees. Anyway, I'm finally back, so get ready for something. I don't know what yet, but it'll definitely come out there, and it may or may not make it on the episode. Like, subscribe. Money, give us your money. Give us all your money. Go to your bank account right now, wire us everything you have, and we'll put it to the service of the Lord.
All right, enjoy the episode. All right, here we are. Here we are, old boys.
What episode is this one?
We're back.
Howdy do.
96.
Same
No,
as
same
howdy
age
do.
as David.
Yeah.
You get your own line, sir.
Yeah, I honestly thought we were never going to see him again.
But I persevered,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just in spite of your prayers.
Man got married and then went to school. I think he
to-
just ran away.
Went to sergeant school. What is sergeant school?
It's mostly administrative stuff, so learning how to write
File
Army
paperwork.
documents, fill out paperwork, and what the correct regulations are for certain things.
Sounds like the worst couple weeks ever.
Let me tell you something, buddy.
I just did the pass
I
over there.
had no fun, and I had to learn at
Behind
25
you.
what Grammarly was.
I know.
So you went from literally having one of the best days to having a fantastic week
Yep.
to then going to the worst possible schooling that you could have possibly gone through.
Yep.
Dang.
Was it hard?
Talk about it.
So, I mean, academically, I wouldn't say it was necessarily hard. The difference is like, so the Army, they follow the APA 7 format, like loosely, but there's also a way to, the military writing style is also different. So it's just really weird. And to get everything perfect, like there's Army regulation on how to fill out every document in the Army. And it's like really complicated to follow because it's specific, but it's also vague at the same time. So you could be writing a memorandum, but it could be a certain type of a memorandum. And this is the guidelines you're supposed to follow, but you can kind of write it however you want. But it's just really odd. And they're very, I mean, everything has to be perfect. Like you have to have the seal in the right spot. You have to have your, organization command and all of that information in the right, like everything in the header, the signature block on the bottom has to be a certain way, but there's also some leeway on what all of this is kind of ridiculous because like you go back to your unit and no one really gives a rip.
Right.
it's
my
like you'll
commander
never use it.
No, my commander has written memos before that do not follow that to the T, and it still counts because it's got his signature and my signature on it. So it's
So it was a big waste of time.
well, to some extent. Well, so check this out. 3 days after we showed up there, the Sergeant Major of the Army put out a memorandum stating that BLC, the course I was going to, was no longer required to be promoted to sergeant.
This is a TJ story.
I'm not kidding. Someone
3 days after you were there?
Yep.
Someone just leave.
Yeah, why not just leave? Did you get a raise?
I was on orders to be there, so I can't just like up and go.
Like,
I mean,
later, I found myself a wife. I cannot go.
but yeah. So what they did was they took all of the Army's schooling requirements for rank, and they just bumped it up. So BLC is now required to get promoted to staff sergeant, and then what was ALC is now the sergeant first class. Is pushed everything up. So
So you'll have to do it next time. Will you have to do it again?
I will never have to. Nope.
No.
Nope.
You can go to staff sergeant because you already did that.
Yeah.
And you won't have
I
to
had to have 14 months time and grade. So I think that I was promoted to sergeant either May or June of last year. So it'd be 2 months after that was when I'd be eligible if I was on the promotion list. But they probably wouldn't give me the slot because I only have like 6 months left on my contract. So they would give
so
it
they're
to
not
someone
really-
else.
yeah.
Yeah.
You re-enlisted?
But that being, yeah, there's, no.
He said,
No.
I found better things.
I don't want to. I mean, there's so many. Obviously, like there's good stuff that I learned
I was
along.
clearing my throat. Sorry. Is that a new phone?
No, I just I took the case off because it fits in the thing better.
Nice. Sorry, Dustin.
You see what he's doing to me?
No, I coughed. Literally, that was legitimate. And
Didn't
then
you miss
David
it?
That was the
looked at
most
me.
illegitimate cough I've ever heard in my
So
life.
the first
Didn't
one
you miss-
was
the first one was real, and I looked at him funny because he sounded like
It sounded like
he sounded like a horse with laryngitis.
sounded like a horse that wanted to talk.
of course it wanted to talk.
Yeah. And then when I gave him the weird look, then he leaned into it. So this is the first time you've been on the podcast.
This is the first
as
time
a married
I've
man.
been on the podcast as a married man.
Oh,
Last time you
my.
met me, I was
Sad and single.
wild and free. Now I'm
So everybody,
chained and bound.
everybody, welcome Dustin Manarese to the podcast.
No,
that.
I won't clap for that.
Thank you. Mix that one up.
I don't like that stuff.
It's funny. I mean, obviously, Mackenzie still forgets. So,
for sure.
yeah, obviously,
she's gonna
I mean,
forget
she's
forever.
She's
doing
gonna
it for her
forget
whole
for the
life,
rest
yeah.
of her life. Yeah.
I don't like the. I got called Cameron Clark so many times as a joke, and I'm like, I will go so opposite of what I don't like that at all. So no, I will not be calling him Dustin Manarese. There's nothing worse than that, in my opinion. Someone like
Nothing.
oh, you're one of
I
them
can't-
now. As far as like the last name, like no,
Yeah.
no.
Like, no, I'm definitely
I'm
still
proud of who
sad
I
off.
am and what my last name is. If you're not, like, go jump off a cliff.
Well, you definitely stuck your flag. You put the flag down because you literally just went. You're leaving New Jersey.
You know what the most interesting thing I learned at Beals? Oh, number one, here, let me.
I didn't do that. She willingly left.
Nah, that's not how I heard it. I'm trying.
Look, two real quick things.
Black web
Yeah.
blog.
That's not what the tabloids were saying.
That's not what I sent them.
Yeah. Okay.
So the last week of the course is all of the non-GPA stuff. You have to complete whatever the things are to graduate, but it doesn't matter how well you do, so it's kind of pointless, but it's more like a bragging right kind of deal. It's for what's called leaders points. So it's like, it just looks good on you if you do really well. Anyway, the first thing in that category was land navigation. So, which as an immature,
How to drive.
no, like
Lane.
how to drive my feet through the woods. And which as an
I never
immature,
knew why there were slots in the middle of them.
Is that what those lines are for?
I always
Sometimes
thought
checkered, sometimes straight.
Sometimes yellow.
I thought that's where you would lay your dogs to take a nap if they got tired on the road.
He's back.
That's quite the sentence you stumbled through.
That's where I'd left him.
This man just played hopscotch through the English language.
He's back.
Yep. You know the quote from Michael Scott, and he's like, sometimes I don't even know where the end of the sentence is. I just keep talking, hoping I find it. That is me.
I heard a guy say one time before. He made the joke. He said, dude, do you even know how your sentence is going to end when you start speaking? And he goes, no, it's called a mystery. Try reading a book sometime.
You have the people you meet have some of the best one-liners ever. Like the Waffle House thing. Like, hey, let me tell you something. Shut up or whatever. Like, what
that was IHOP.
Okay,
That was
but
IHOP.
it's not the people he meets.
Well, that was a guy I met.
Yes,
Let
but
me ask you something.
No.
Shut up.
You gotta give this is more.
That was.
I'm trying to give you a compliment here.
Oh,
Also,
go.
the
I'm not
delivery.
trying to like blast you.
I
It's
wasn't-
not so much the people he meets; it's that he recalls, remembers,
Yes.
and rehearses what he's seen and
Yep.
heard. Just like anybody else can look and see and be a part of, but the problem is you don't know how to retell it.
I'm a storyteller.
He's a storyteller.
You're
really
a
is good
masterful
He really is
storyteller.
good at telling stories. I will say that.
True story. I took a class on it.
Really?
Yeah, it was
That's
like a.
cool.
Okay, that's enough.
It was like a weird elective. Like it wasn't like a school class.
Yeah.
It was a thing that my parents signed me up for, and I did like a journalism thing.
Yeah.
and then it was like a class of like learning how to get information of a story, and then
How
the
much
best
to
way
tell?
to like relay
I
that
did
story.
not do that, but I did read Cy Robertson's autobiography, so I have a pretty good idea of what. You
Yeah, and
covered.
I definitely know who that is. So,
Dynasty.
no,
No,
Cy
it's
Robertson.
Duck
I
Dynasty.
talked about it last week when we
Oh,
were talking
okay,
about
okay,
Fat
okay.
Tuesday.
but
First of all, pause. Kazzy!
Hey guys, how are you guys doing? I'm just here
Guys,
chilling
we just
in the background.
10 minutes
Hey, you
in.
shut up.
10 minutes in, we remembered Kazzy was here.
I remembered.
fine.
I just saw him sitting there.
Story of my life.
All right,
Kaz is
quick
here.
version. I won land nav. I was the first one back, and I found all the points.
Now, what is land nav? Tell
land
the story.
navigation.
He won it. He won.
land-
He's the best
okay,
land
okay.
navigator.
So you get a map. You take
There was a lot of people
compass
there,
and a
too. I saw the
protractor.
video.
Yeah, there was like 200, I think, ish, maybe.
And everyone just took off in the woods, and you were the first one.
Yep.
That's
Now
awesome.
it was
That's
half and
cool.
half, so it was really like 100 people. But
not that impressive.
yep.
Yeah, you're right.
So you get a
Over
map,
it now.
you get grid coordinates. You take your compass and protractor. You plot the points on the map. Then you take that information. You
you guys
translate
used
it
a
to.
protractor?
It's called like a map protractor.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, dude, you're the only guy who's ever used them.
Yep. One
Sweet.
of my points was 800 meters up a mountain, and let me tell you something. There was no road to get up there, and I got to the top, and I just wanted to lay down and die. But on the way down, I thought it was gonna be like a lone survivor situation, where like they're rolling down the mountain, because I almost fell down and ate it several times.
Dude,
That's impressive,
You
though.
lost me.
That's pretty
You
cool.
lost me at meters. Anything sounds like it's way farther when you say meters. So when you're like, hey man, we went 800 meters. I go, oh, it's way too far. It's way too far.
What's that, like 3 football fields?
The second thing, so that was interesting. I was pretty tickled about that, but no
A
one
meter
else.
is longer than a yard, right?
Yeah,
It's
slightly.
roughly the same. It's
It's-
like very.
You can
Yeah.
use it for something, but once you get to a certain point, then yeah, it's definitely a big
800
difference.
meters
But
is totally 3 football fields. That's like what it is.
and
If it was
which,
800 feet, it would be under 3 football
which
fields.
if you said we had to go 3 football fields, I'm like, that's not far at all. I
Yeah.
can do that.
but you say,
right.
But you go 800 meters, I go,
Yeah.
dude, did it take you all day? It's like,
you think you'll be able to stop and finish tomorrow?
yeah.
The second thing, let me tell you this. This is the most interesting thing I've learned all year, I think.
Wait,
Deep-
time out.
Yes.
Question.
Yes.
So you said you were the first one to get back.
First one to get
How
back.
long did it take?
To get, there's 4 points that I had to find, and collectively it was, I think, between 3 and 4 kilometers worth of walking. It took me an hour and 23 minutes, I
Oh,
think.
okay, that didn't take as like I thought this was going to be like a 4.
Well, some people
hour.
it took them 4 hours.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would never.
you just quit. You're just like, all right, I'm leaving. You just go home.
Listen, this is
Everybody goes into the woods and you just leave.
some people. I think that's what they were going to try to do. One
For the
guy.
listeners, sorry. I don't know what that was. He's trying to bite the microphone.
One guy I felt really bad for. He was my buddy. He got to his first point, and there's like a stamp thing. You press it on the paper, and that way you prove that you actually
That you
made it to
went,
whatever
yeah.
the point.
Notarized it.
And yes, and then he got there and he went to pull his map out, and he realized that somewhere along the way he thought he had tucked it in the pocket in his body armor, but in reality he put it in between his body armor and his stomach. So it just slid down, and he dropped it somewhere in the wilderness. So he walked all the way back to the start point and said, "Hey, here's a funny story. I lost my map and my grading sheet. Can I have another?" And they said no. And
dog
so
ate
he
my
just
homework.
went back and sat down. I got back and I saw him, and I was like kind of defeated. I'm
Why
like,
wouldn't
man,
he spend the rest of the time trying to find it?
because it was they were talking like 1,000 meters, like you'd have to cover through the woods and figure out.
Yep. I'm
You'd
already
have
out.
to perfectly backtrack it, and it's just
I
not
feel
worth
like I
it.
would have tried.
I think he did it for a little bit, and then he asked him like, "Well, can I go back and look for it?" And they're like, "I mean, honestly, you're probably not going to find it." So they were just essentially told him just go sit down. And I got back and he sit there, and I'm like, "Man, Kirk, how did you find everything so fast?" And he's like, "I didn't. I lost my map."
You heard like a gunshot off in the corner of the barracks.
The second thing, this is the most interesting. This is the last one. Last one.
5 things.
I could come up with a lot, but this is the last one I'll leave
lost
you
me at
with.
meters.
All right.
What?
He lost me at meters.
Yep.
Me too.
Okay, two more things. I gave
So 4 things in total.
public
Dude,
speaking.
this story's starting to turn into a
public
meter.
speaking is one of them, and I did. That's an operational environment brief. So you had to pick a country that we would go to, and then give a brief on that country.
And now that you're a preacher?
I went 6 minutes over time. I had way too much information.
What a Baptist preacher.
But I talked great.
what
Did
a
you get
Baptist
docked for
preacher.
that?
Yeah, but I still got a 90 or 95 on it. That was the only thing I lost points on.
You went over.
I went over. Listen, Cam. I was the only one that went over time.
Dude, that's
I was
how
the
you
only
know.
one.
That's how you know. He's called to preach. That's how you know.
True.
6 minutes overtime, Baptist preacher right
couldn't
there.
believe
Don't
it.
do that if Dad ever get. I don't think he
No.
would. But Dad's like Dad's. Don't even tell
No.
him that
No.
story.
Yeah.
That's his like.
I know it's his pet peeve.
100%.
Dad's pet peeve.
George,
That's why that's why the times that I've like I set like a time or something on my watch and I'll look at it and I'm like, all right, we're good.
So-
Like,
Start wrapping
beep
things up.
beep beep beep.
I'm done.
George Mitchell told us when we were young, when I was a teenager, he said, if you go 1 minute over the time that the pastor has allowed you to preach, you're out of the will of God. And he drilled that into our brains. So now when I preach and I ask, how long do you want me to preach? If they say like 35 minutes, I'll set a timer for 30 minutes on my watch.
Yep.
So when my watch buzzes, I go, time to close.
I mean, you're not out of the will of God, obviously, because it's not the preacher. Who cares? That's funny though.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
That but this is for the last thing. Do you know what the purpose of mosquitoes are? They're
Transmit
like
disease.
From like when
no.
What'd you say,
Look,
Ken?
Transmit disease.
no, but look, it's to pollinate. They're the largest pollinators on the face of the earth,
thought
more
that-
than bees.
I thought, really?
Really?
Yes, because the only ones that bite are females, and they only bite after they're pregnant. Isn't that?
There'd be a lot of pregnant mosquitoes out there.
Yep. The males don't bite; they just collect nectar.
Really?
Yep, I'm dead serious.
I've been holding a grudge against Noah for years.
That's I like.
I mean, I still am.
Kill-
Someone said that in class because they were like, "Man, I hate mosquitoes. What's even the point?" And then they said, "Well, they pollinate." I'm
so
like,
we don't
no.
know that someone-
No, I looked it up, and
Okay,
it's
okay.
it's like and it's a .org website. So we're. But yeah, they are pollinators. That's their purpose. That's why God made them.
Was
They
that the third
pollinate more
thing?
than bees, and they get this terrible rap because the women are going around biting people.
What if they got cursed?
How do we get on mosquitoes?
I wonder.
You're like a. How can you make that like a derogatory term for a woman? Like
Skeeter.
you biting a
You
mosquito.
Skeeter.
Bloodsucker.
You.
Like you're as nasty as a female mosquito.
That's rough.
Something like that.
That's that'll really make you ponder your decisions. But yeah, I thought that was incredibly interesting.
Well, I'm glad you brought that back from Sarge school.
Yep.
The mosquito thing. It's an
Yeah.
odd thing. I would that of all the things I was expecting you to say, that wasn't on the list.
Wasn't
Yeah, I
expecting
couldn't-
it.
that
you
was-
could have given me 5, best out of 5, and that would have been
Probably
last.
wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have picked that. Kaz,
Oh.
what do you got, buddy?
Nothing much. Just listening to Dustin talk and realizing that leave it to America to start with inches and feet instead of meters.
Yeah, I know. What's up with that?
I have no idea.
And football fields.
Yeah.
We'll measure things by
Overthrow.
football fields.
Overthrow the regime.
Here's one thing I've been thinking about lately.
Okay.
There's really no wrong answer to it, but
Oh, there's a wrong
There's
answer.
always a wrong
There
answer.
is one. We'll find it right now.
I've been thinking lately, who would win in a fight, a samurai or a knight?
A night.
Samurai or
I think they're about even. I think.
who has a bow?
Let's see what the
No, you know what? I
I
think
think the samurai has a bow, but the knight has a shield, and I don't think the samurais were known for carrying shields.
I would probably say
I think a knight because
I would think a knight as well.
because of the armor.
Yeah. Like them knights were literally they were insane.
Yeah.
It's not even the horse. Well, the samurais had horses too,
It's kind of.
but I
equal.
feel like a knight could just keep swinging his sword until he killed the samurai.
I mean,
'Cause what's
also-
I mean,
samurai
typically
gonna
that's
do?
how a fight goes.
I know, but like he could take a hit from.
yeah,
the
I
samurai.
think I would say more often than not, I feel like the knight would win over the samurai.
I've heard someone say I was talking to him about this, and they said the samurai is so skilled that he could put his sword between the knight's helmet.
I mean, he
grooves.
could.
He could, but
I feel
the
like
knight has a shield.
Look,
Yeah, but
this
I
is
feel-
this is one of my soldiers.
I
in
feel
the
like
guard. Read this.
knights would. So a whole thing with the knights is they would tank hits and then just fight
True.
through it.
Yeah,
And I feel like if a knight was really worried about
Where's he
a
live?
samurai getting that shot off, he would just
Centerville.
kind of
So cool.
he'd
Yeah.
go like this. He'd walk into the fight like this.
I've been praying for this fool
Yeah,
for
true.
months
And it's
now.
like, and I'm probably
I
going
hope
to
he
get
doesn't
blasted
listen.
for this, but the samurai's a good sword.
Nah.
But it's a
I've been
normal
praying for
sword.
this
A
fool.
lot of
He'll hear it.
That's
supernatural
awesome.
stuff surrounds it.
Yeah.
People always blow it up. But it's just a one-edged sword.
That's awesome.
I'd rather go with a double-edged sword than a one-edged sword. So
Yeah, I feel like Knights would win.
So
Is it 6510 or 60?
6510. 6510 Hickman Road.
also, and here's if
Keep going.
I have another question. So if you're going into a fight, knowing
What's
like
the
it's
zip
a
code?
life and death situation,
10950.
life and death situation, and you knew you had to pick someone. This is strictly you had to pick it out of World War II era soldiers. And you knew you had to.
He said era.
Going into a fight. Who would you pick out of all the armies that fought in World War II?
So we have to pick a soldier from that era.
You have at least
from-
10 to 12 soldiers.
Any
to pick
soldier from World War II
Whoa,
era.
whoa, 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 guys! So we can pick 10 to 12 soldiers now.
I said it wrong. So
Okay.
you have 10 soldiers to pick from. Out of all,
You have 10 soldiers to pick
Yeah, out of all
the armies of the world
In the
from that era.
from that era. Yes.
I know exactly.
What are we doing?
Yeah, like it's a life and if you were put
Just
into a
hanging
situation,
out.
if
A
you're-
situation.
like life and death situation where you,
You know
have
the-
to do a fight.
Talking
What
about
kind of
things
fight?
and such.
Life and death.
Beetlejuice, what are you doing?
Yes,
Me?
but you got to give more
Nothing.
detail than just life and death.
Hanging
So
around.
it's basically just
10 guys to fight another 10 guys to fight another 10 guys or
Yeah.
10 guys to fight 50 guys.
Yeah.
Like you have to you're
Yeah.
about to go out into the woods and there's 20 guys out there. You have to pick 10 guys that you would go,
basically yes.
I'm picking Nazis.
Well, you're not
Dude,
You
wrong.
gotta pick someone with
They
confidence.
were pretty good at what they did.
I am picking Steve Rogers.
Captain America
Yeah.
Nazis.
It's World War II era.
yep. and Bucky Barnes.
Yep.
And you know what? You all can pick the other 8.
Yeah, I don't think I need anything else.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we're good.
I think
Barnes.
we're good there.
If he was worthy enough for Thor's hammer, he's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Here's what I
Oh.
would choose. I would choose 5 Japanese soldiers and 5 Russians because they were just brutal back
Yeah,
then.
but the Russians did get Moscow burnt to the ground.
Yep.
But true. But
I mean, you can't just
They
give
had-
up. How do you give up Moscow?
That was like, and everyone thought after World War II, everyone thought that Russia was a superpower but all they had was just number and like mediocre firepower, and that was enough. They just did everything by overwhelming force.
And Jack Frost.
Well,
Yeah, I was about to say. Nobody could
Yes.
get to them.
like
They're like up on this perch.
even
of
now,
snow.
people think that Russia is this incredible superpower, but if you like their equipment, they have like nothing. It's garbage. They're still
yeah.
using
They're just-
Soviet era tanks.
Yeah,
Like,
they're the reason.
I think Ukraine's proved to us that.
Well,
Can
it's
you
not-
imagine if Russia tried to invade America?
it would not go over
I mean,
well.
they can't even take Ukraine. They're still
I've
fighting
gotten
over there.
into this argument with people before, like, well, but if we got into war with them, then China would come in. China's the same way. Like, China is not like their military is not great.
The land map. It's just, you can't just.
Was it Red Dawn?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking about that movie just now.
That being said, the
Whoa.
Russians are certainly interesting. I found this on Knights versus Samurais.
This man,
I have no idea what it
I've
says.
never seen a smaller font.
It's a lot. Look at this.
That is-
Someone really went in depth. This is from the Center for Medieval Arts.
Scroll to the bottom and see
Renaissance
what it
arts,
says in
martial
bold
arts.
letters: samurai or knight.
Yeah, I was getting my.
Just go to the bottom.
I get it.
I just want to see. The scenario was like 7 paragraphs long.
I don't want to spend too much time on that.
I don't want to either. I just want to know what the outcome is.
That looks like the rest of my life.
Didn't there used to be a show? Do you remember a show?
Deadliest Warrior.
That's what it
I
was.
used to watch that show back in the day.
Yeah,
love
that's the
that
first
show.
time I've thought about that show in years. Deadliest Warrior.
To be honest, they put the knight against the pirate, which is kind of unfair because the pirate has firearms.
Yeah. It's like Roman soldier against a mall cop.
Yeah, it's like Paul Blart.
So,
So a list of things the samurai. So
There's him on his Segway.
I was
It's just like the Roman soldier's like, look how out of shape he is. I can kill him so fast. The mall cop's like, allow me to introduce you to electricity in your body.
your body.
Like,
That movie. Oh my gosh,
In your body.
was ahead of its
in your
time.
body.
This is a nightstick. Now you see it.
No, you don't.
Oh man, that would be funny. We're inevitably going to get an email about how mall cops couldn't beat Roman soldiers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
100% a mall security guard could beat
Have-
any
Yeah.
18th century
Dude.
and behind
Yes.
soldier.
Dude, what was that guy's name?
Paul Blart.
Not
Achilles.
Dover Mall
Achilles.
skeleton lady.
Dead.
Achilles heel.
What was the Spartan guy's name?
Leonidas.
Leonidas? Dead. Can't handle it. Can't handle it, bro.
He can't handle the riz of a mall cop.
Nah, black pants, white shirt.
Yeah.
Dude, the Dover. Hey,
No, I just said the
heck,
Dover
what?
skeleton can't.
dude,
We'll do
that
it.
dude.
Yeah.
The ghost of the Dover Mall. Have you seen her?
Mm-mm. What are you talking
We
about?
talked about this.
Did we?
Yeah.
No.
Years.
It was a while
Oh.
ago.
Speaking of years ago,
Dude, I just saw her. I literally just saw her like last week, and I was like, man, dude.
never gets old. I mean,
Because
she does.
because she's a ghost.
She does, but
She's a ghost. She
I'm missing something.
no.
so there's a security guard at the Dover Mall, and it's this lady, but she like looks like a walking. You know how you look in a casket and
She's
someone's
a phantom.
dead,
Yeah.
and you think obviously that's a human, but it's a dead human.
Yeah.
This lady looks like a dead woman.
bro.
Oh.
She's
pale
She's the
and-
palest person you've ever
And
seen in your
it's a
life.
meme. Like there's, I bet you on Twitter.
There's got to be a Delaware meme about this
Must
lady.
be.
She's the palest lady you've ever seen.
Yeah.
She's got white like super platinum blonde hair.
Pasty skin.
She's looked the exact same since I was like 13. So I think she died in the mall and she kind of just haunts the mall. And I don't know if I'm the only person who can see her. or not.
Maybe she was on the Oregon Trail and she got dysentery, but then she had it so bad that it just kept her alive
Yeah, dude.
forever.
And bro, I'm telling you, she's looked decrepit. Hey, do you remember Tales from the Crypt?
Yes.
And the skeleton pops up. That's what she looks like.
That's awful.
Yeah, bro. Tales
is
of the Crypt
pretty disgusting.
Looks just like her, and she has looked the exact same since I was like 12, 13 years old. And every time I see her, I saw her last week, and I was like, one, how are you still alive? If you are, two,
If you are.
two, how do you still work here? Like she just walks around.
It's because, bro, the money.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
I mean, you
and-
make so
I
much.
looked it up. The highest paid mall cop in America is at the Mall of America, and they make the highest paid one makes like just under 70 grand a year. The highest paid.
Which honestly, for a mall cop, is like,
That's crazy for a mall cop.
yeah,
That's
a lot of
pretty decent.
Yeah.
yeah. But she
But-
she stands there like I wouldn't steal around her because I'd be afraid she's gonna haunt my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
I can't find her.
Sorry.
it's terrifying.
A list of things that a samurai would beat was a Spartan, a Viking, unless the Viking had chainmail armor on. Then the Viking,
Yes.
it would be a stalemate. But the samurai would beat a Spartan, beats a Viking, and allegedly a ninja.
Oh, yeah,
Allegedly.
I remember those episodes.
But
I remember.
But a knight, apparently no one knows because their training is allegedly equal, and they're
Word of the minute.
Huh?
That's the word of
wait
the
a
minute.
minute. Allegedly. Yeah.
You said it like 3 times.
Did I? Sorry.
Well, that's what I mean. Like Knight's whole thing was just like you can hit us with whatever. We have armor.
We practiced with like getting
Yeah.
speared
Which
off
the
of
sam?
a
I mean, the
horse.
samurai is just the Japanese version of the English thing. It's the
Have
same.
you seen the videos of these people who do night fights?
No.
I've
They
I've
get
seen a
in.
few. I've seen
Yeah,
a few.
it's
they
like,
fight at night. I
they
think
might-
you're describing a gang, sir.
no. These people dress in like armor,
Yes,
like
the
knight's
hoods
armor.
and the Bloods and the Crips. I said the hoods, not the hoods. Stupid.
You're white, so these people dress in like knight's armor,
Yeah.
and then they get into a ring and they just fight until somebody gives up. I mean, like they
With,
have
with a sword.
yeah, like swords,
Is
and they'll
this
have like a
in
sword
Delaware?
or like an axe, like a hatchet, and they're just
A mace.
wailing each other.
But they're
Is
not,
this-
can't you die?
No, the armor's that good. So like it's literally like you could find a video of, like it's two guys knight armor and they're just like. I
So
mean,
what's the
just-
point if that's how it was back then? What was the point of even fighting? They just died of tired.
Probably.
Yeah.
Eventually, you get tired, you collapse.
Can you imagine if you wear something wrong? If I put a shoe on, a new pair of shoes, my foot is blistered. Can you imagine?
Dude, nah, bro.
Can you imagine how sore you'd be
In the sun all
This
day.
is on the History Channel.
You're
It's
wearing-
a show.
Essentially, you're wearing a microwave.
Yeah.
You're just like in the
That's probably
sun
where they got
Cash,
the
have you
idea.
seen this?
cooking.
I have not. I have the history app.
Well,
What is
I
it?
know
Let
what
me see.
Kaz is going to be watching.
Let me see.
Look,
I mean, it's not
nice
a
fight.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell
I
you.
come with a heat gun.
I mean, to be honest,
Outsmart him.
it's just like a hair dryer, like a blow dryer. You're like,
Dual wheeling hair dryers on high, baby.
I mean, the only weapon
Just a
that could
straight
really
up
defeat a knight was a
Flamethrower.
oh my gosh.
Terrible.
Sounds like the. Oh.
Straight up bake you.
I mean, the only weapon that could, the only two weapons that could really defeat.
Dude, that sounds
I missed it.
miserable.
I mean,
I
the
said
only
I'd bring a
the two
flamethrower.
weapons that could really only defeat a knight back then was a battle
like an
axe
egg on a hood.
and a mace, because that's what they're designed for. Was like, especially the mace.
What's what?
I would imagine most knights just died from heat stroke.
I think what would work
Oh,
better
wow.
on a night would be a nuke. Maybe.
I've actually studied this.
Let's unpack
Yes, a
that.
nuke will kill a night.
You've studied.
I've
I've seen-
studied
I've
the
seen
nukes and
people-
the nights.
Casey's gonna be going to business.
I've
Casey,
I've
get
you
down
don't
here.
need to scream.
I've watched people study it, and they like
I like that. I've watched people study.
and they.
I've watched people study.
I've
the
heard
shit
of
really
people
books.
studying about.
I've
So-
watched people study just guys
so
reading
I
books.
know what
Basically,
studying means.
the mace, the purpose of the mace, of like the hammer mace that has like the beaks curl on the back and the spike on the front, and the hammer was literally was to beat a knight. Was to give him blunt force trauma. Literally, that's what it was made for.
Yep.
Because
And then
a
they
spear-
decided, you know what works better than that? A gun.
Then because the sword couldn't, the sword was great and all, but it couldn't pierce plate armor. The spear was good, kept him at a distance. But if you really wanted to do serious damage on night, just grab a mace and start hammering away and give him blunt force.
How many
trauma.
knights have you killed? if you had to
I can't answer that question.
put it
in For Honor.
for honor?
Well,
that-
we
For
gotta
honor.
put something down that's not. I mean, we are fully back now. So you all let
What are
us
you talking
know
about?
how you liked it. Crazy, no touch, like that, or did you like it better when we were quiet, calm, and collected?
that no one likes that.
So something happened that we totally forgot. Blue,
Oh
Typical.
yeah.
Yep,
Man.
David got married.
typical man stuff. The week.
It's just, at this point it was probably like 2 weeks, two or 3 weeks ago.
The
now.
week we recorded Friday.
The fat with the
No.
No,
fat-
it was after
before-
Friday.
Fat Tuesday.
Yeah,
Fat
that's
Tuesday.
yeah, Fat
Fat
Yeah.
Tuesday, when that came out on that Monday, that was exactly our 2-year anniversary of the
Starting the podcast.
Wow.
And like typical married men.
We forgot our own anniversary.
Yeah.
Forgot it.
I'm not married, so
That's true.
Well, we forgot the anniversary of our podcast.
I forgot to remember it after I got married.
Yeah, well, you can do that.
So
We're in this a minute now, so
yeah.
yeah.
So
It's been 2 years, fellas.
Wow.
did I think we were gonna make it this long?
No. Should
No.
we quit after 100?
No.
Yes.
Isn't that what I said? That's what I said was when I was editing the video last week's episode. I was like, "Welcome to episode 95. Is this 93 too many? Some say."
Some say. Well. Yes.
How did you miss?
Hey, there's one in the inside cam right there.
literally.
He wasn't shooting that one. He's shooting a different one.
What do you mean? What?
Look, you don't even know, man.
I don't.
You know they make a CO2 powered version of that for Hornets?
I got into a fight with a hornet.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like Hornets. They are terrifying. Oh, you got him.
Oh, that was a good shot.
I wish it landed in Kaz's nose.
No, don't get sidetracked.
I got into a
Sorry.
fight with a hornet.
Yeah.
So we're building the addition.
You're still here, so I guess you won.
Yep. It was so I walked out into the addition because we were just getting ready to buy the installation and stuff for the addition, and I looked up into the ceiling there, at the roof, and there was a hornet's nest.
With boxing gloves on.
So I was like, "Oh, there's a hornet's nest." So I went and I
Yeah.
got one of those bug zappers that looks
Yeah.
like a tennis racket,
Yeah, yeah.
and
No.
I got a shovel.
No.
So I got a shovel
No.
and I scooped the hornet's nest
type of
off
shovel?
of the.
You.
Kathy
That
just
is-
pulled out a tactical shovel.
So I scooped it off of the ceiling and it went, but and it hit the ground. And when it hit the ground, disperse. So
How many?
it was only one or two.
That was it.
Yeah. Because it was a brand new nest.
Okay.
Brand new nest.
I'm like, David, you are the manliest man I've ever.
I didn't know how many was going to come
my
out.
life.
I didn't know. I was
You
like,
have. Wow.
we're going to go.
You destroyed my nest. That beard will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said-
what did you and Nikki get into a fight and you're like, forget it, I'm done. Like,
No, so I said, because I didn't know how many was going to be there, but I had the electrical thing, the zapper,
Dude.
and I had the button pressed. I was just going to start. So I knock it off down. One or two wasps come out. It's not like it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The one wasp, bro.
Wait, was it a hornet nest or wasp nest?
So was it a wasp or a hornet?
What's the difference?
A hornet has hellfire infused in its buttocks. A wasp is just pretty much a general.
Well, the wasp is still not fun, but
It's not fun, but
yeah.
it's not a hornet. Hornets have a yellow butt.
No, this thing was black.
It's a wasp.
Okay, so
is
it was a
still-
wasp nest.
yeah.
So okay,
It's still
It's
something.
even worse. Well, not worse.
A hornet has a yellow butt.
yeah, I don't know what the difference
Haven't
is.
you
to be honest
seen the
with
Delaware Hornets?
you. Del Tech? They're
Del
also
State.
blue. That's what Del State, not Del Tech. Del State is the So anyway, I scoop
Not
it.
the same school.
I scoop it off the ceiling. It hits. Two of them come out. The one would not die. I zapped him 8 times, and he was still flying at me.
Wow.
And I was like, dang. So I killed him, and then I went over to the nest. I squished it, and like the little egg things
Ugh.
popped out.
Yeah.
So I crushed all of them and disposed of.
You murderer.
Yeah, dude. Because I didn't know how many. Part of me was like, dude, I'm gonna scoop this thing off the ceiling. About like 11
yeah.
of these
Things
things
are
are gonna come
nasty.
out.
Did,
Yeah.
did I tell the story?
Well, thanks
Sorry.
for sidetracking our topic.
Oh.
Happy 2-year anniversary.
Happy 2-year
fellas.
anniversary,
Happy
everyone.
2 years. What has been some of your guys' favorite memories, favorite podcasts over the last 2 years?
Talking about wasps and hornets. man.
Yeah,
No, I want to get into our 100th episode coming up. So we
Okay,
but
so
if you really want to finish whatever you're talking about, go
No,
ahead.
it's fine. Go ahead, dude. No, go ahead.
it's fine. We won't have any fun
Yeah,
here.
I'm not going to shoot you. That would be bad.
Yeah,
That would really hurt.
yeah. I'll shoot you in the ear.
I'll shoot you.
I know.
Anyways, so for our 100th episode, what should we do?
We're gonna eat a whole 1 pound bag of Sour Patch Kids.
Oh,
Can you
no.
go back to sergeant school?
I'm gonna set out on that. I don't know.
Can I eat some of these?
Me and Cameron
Is that what they're here for?
had a pretty solid idea, but it
I don't need your
upon investigations we realized that it wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, we were going to have our wives. No.
No, we were talking about recording a live podcast.
Ooh.
But our 100th episode comes out the week of July 4th, and none of us are in
Oh,
town.
none of us are here.
So, hee hee.
Sorry.
What can you do?
So we had said, well, why don't some of our listeners send in a video message in
And
support of the podcast? Say, hey guys, thanks for doing the pod.
Tell us what's your favorite moment.
favorite memories.
Yep.
memory,
your favorite
moment.
joke. Your favorite episode.
I like the one we talked about how many 12-year-olds we could fight. That was definitely
Dude,
up
That was a
That's
good
iconic.
I'll tell you what, dude.
That was-
The good season. Dude, I say the episode that we lost was probably the best episode we ever. The one where we first
Oh,
talked about
bro.
the 12-year-old thing, and I mean, it was an hour and a half of us just crying from laughing so hard.
That was perfect. You understand? We would have been millionaires by now.
It was a funny. It was probably the funniest episode we've ever recorded.
Yep. And it was all
And-
garbage.
Yep.
You guys calling the wrong number.
Because that was pretty funny too.
That was interesting.
But hey, let's not take everybody's stories. If they're gonna send in videos, we can play the video, so on, and we'll throw it up on the YouTube video. I'll do the picture-in-picture thing.
Now listen, if we only get 2, I'm not putting them on.
Yeah.
So you can send them in, but I'm not going to do that to us.
I'm gonna
today.
send one in disguised as someone else.
Your hood is up with your glasses.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey everybody, my name is Paul. I love the podcast. Hey guys. David, have you seen Fury?
No.
Well,
You've
we're
asked
not
me
moving
that
on yet.
so many times.
Sorry.
We're not. We're
What?
not.
You've asked me that so many times.
Listen, if you're one of our top 400 listeners,
It's your hair.
if you're one of our top 400, come on, guys, send in a video.
Dude, I had no idea.
You
what
got
that-
serious. And I'm like, what's
it's,
gonna happen?
it's a mystery.
This
Haven't you read a
was-
book?
This is not
For
scripted.
the 100th episode, that's how you can be a part of it. You can be etched in stone. If we get more than 10 or more 30-second videos, we'll put them on. If we get more than 10, we'll put every single one.
Here's what we're looking for. We want your favorite episode, favorite joke or memory,
Well, this
favorite
will put a lot-
character.
listen, this
how
put a lot
much
of
we
work on the
how much we mean to you as heroes and
Yes.
people to look up to.
If you were writing a biography about me, what would it
Yep.
say?
How we've impacted and made your life better.
Yep. And a gift card to a place of our choosing.
And your favorite message that we preach. All right, and put that in the video.
This episode's gonna be 6 hours long.
Oh man. No, it'd be,
Don't do any of that.
No.
also,
Your name is Ellie. You can do nothing. Bringing that back.
Forgotten about her.
You have what? 100. You have a month. A month until this comes out.
Yeah.
Until that episode will come out.
If not,
We'll push this every week.
we will find you and we will kill you.
I have a
Anyways.
particular set of skills.
For the Instagram video we're gonna put out. Send in a video for the 100th episode, telling us what your favorite episode, moment, joke, whatever, your appreciation for the podcast. Send in a video, and we will air it on our show. Okay, so do that, and you can be a part of history in etching your name to our podcast.
Yes.
Which might incriminate you at some
all
point.
of its glory. Well, that's not.
Which may
Real.
be used against you when you're trying to get that new job.
Yep.
Just pull this up.
Hey.
One interesting thing we did find was this. Pulls it up. Yeah.
This is a true story. I used to work with a guy. His name was Kevin.
I also used to work with a guy.
Oh, dude, what a coincidence. That's crazy. His name was Kevin,
Yep.
and he was applying for the police academy in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And he got accepted for the academy.
Yep.
But before he went to the academy, they had to do like all this background check stuff on him. Like, so he went through and hold on.
Blessed
Um,
you.
Thank you. He said, "Hey guys, so they're gonna start like looking at my social media and stuff like that. They're gonna like trying to find out who I am,
Yeah.
right? So he's like, so I need you guys to like don't post anything crazy on my Facebook or anything like that because they're gonna be looking at me." Naturally, we all just went and started posting like crazy stuff to like his Facebook to the point where he got so scared he just deleted his Facebook account. He was just like, I can't
He's
risk
like,
it.
I can't.
He was like, I can't risk it, and just deleted it
I
because
can't handle the suspense.
yeah, bro. It was like when I say crazy stuff,
Wow.
I mean it was stuff like, hey man, dude, last week was so much fun when we.
Burnt that cross.
Yeah, no, not anything like that. But like just like the most irresponsible.
You're hired.
Just like the most irresponsible things that we could think of.
Did he make it in the academy?
He did. He did make it. He's a police officer, but
Maybe they did it because of all the crazy things. You
yeah,
said.
I mean, it was just like the most ridiculous things that we could think of.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, dude, last week was so much fun when we
when we belittled minorities.
no, it was stuff like
That's
when
what they're
we
looking for.
greased when we greased you up and slid you down the Walmart into a crowd of people, stuff like that. Like it was just like wild stuff, like just the most immature,
Yeah.
like ridiculous stuff, so that like they would look at him and go, "What?"
What you at first you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention. What's this about greasing each other up and going down Walmart?
I made that up right now on the spot.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's beautiful. That's
Wasn't
amazing.
Well, that was something a person could do.
But that's like we just started making up like crazy stories like that and like posting it to his Facebook
That's
wall.
so funny.
So that like the police force would like see it, and then he got so scared
I
that
want to get his autograph.
Yeah, he got so scared he just deleted his Facebook immediately.
That's funny.
Wow.
I was like, you shouldn't have said something to us. Like, did you think we were just gonna?
We're gonna be mature about it and
Yeah.
not do that.
Nah. But yeah, that's what we did. That it was just really funny.
Down the Walmart.
Yeah, bro, we were making up just ridiculous stuff.
That's good. That's funny.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. That sounds like fun.
It does sound fun, but I would accidentally say something I might regret, so that's why I don't have social media. But anyway,
What's something you would regret saying?
My wife has asked me.
I'm just literally was like, I'm not going to say one thing and see what happens.
My wife has asked me.
And just go,
My wife has asked me 4 times. 4 times why you got kicked off of Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, because
please don't ask him that.
I think at some point
I'm not
she
bad.
she was looking you up on Facebook or something like that, and you don't. It's not like your name, right?
It's my first name backwards.
Yeah, it's your first name backwards. So you popped up.
Nitsud.
Yeah, so I think you popped up maybe on people you may know, and she was like, "Why is his name this?" And I was like, "So Dustin got in trouble with Facebook a little while back," and she was like, "What, really?" I was like, "Yeah, I think he told me he got kicked off," and she was like, "For what?" And I was like, "Speaking too much truth." And then she was like,
More
"No,"
or less, yeah.
she was like, "No, seriously, why?" And I was like, "No, I really don't know why. I think he said some crazy stuff." And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And she's asked me 4 times, like, "Have you asked Dustin why?" And I was like, "No, I haven't."
No, I was trashing the government hard. I was like,
I wonder why.
Yeah, I was very.
Did you at least, when you were putting stuff on there, was there just a lot of misspellings and like bad run-on
No,
sentences?
no.
That's the worst, is when someone's like, I tell you one thing, the government that we and for the stuff that
Yeah.
they do, it's like,
Which is both ironic and awesome
Yes.
that in America you can trash your employer that hard to
Yeah.
get kicked off of social media, but we're still free to do it.
That's right. I mean, I shared the spiciest memes out there when it came to like government, and like none of those meme pages exist anymore. That's how spicy they were.
Dude,
The last thing
before you were a Christian man.
I remember sharing on Facebook was it was a meme of, and this wasn't even like, I didn't even like this was like very low tier compared to all the other things that I had shared about the government before. But like it was a cop, and he was holding a dog on a leash, and the dog had Joe Biden's head on it, and the caption said, "Don't worry, man, we'll find your kids." But they didn't like. I didn't even go to jail, like Facebook jail. They just. I'm not kidding. They went straight to remove them, and they didn't tell me. I went to log on, and nothing would work. I'm like, what the heck? So I tried logging on.
they
and then I
didn't
hit
send you like an email or nothing?
no. So I tried resetting my password. They said you can't do that because you've been kicked off. It was other verbiage, but that's whatever, paraphrase. I'm like, okay. So I tried to fill out an appeal to get my account reinstated, and they immediately emailed me back and said, no, we cannot, we won't process your appeal because you've severely violated the community standards and guidelines.
Oh.
So not only was I permanently kicked off, they had my phone's IP address saved. I could download Facebook and Instagram. They kicked me off of that too. But I could download the app, but it wouldn't let me log into someone else's Facebook account from my phone. That's how bad it was.
That's Quite, but you got all you had to do was put your name backwards, and now you're back at it.
I don't remember how. So I found out if I went on a computer, then with different IP address, I could do it, but I couldn't use my name. Yes, I had to use a different name or whatever. And then 3 or 4 years later,
Do you like a modern day?
I tried getting it to work for like months.
Bro, you're this generation's Eric Snowden.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Kayla. It's her birthday today, everyone. Not when you're listening, but
It's Kayla's birthday, and I was not the first thing I said to her when I came here. So sorry.
But I didn't know it was her birthday.
she made you
I
dinner.
walked right past
She
her.
did make me dinner, and I didn't even tell her happy birthday.
What an awful man.
Did you tell her happy birthday?
When you guys told me it was her birthday. 'Cause I didn't know. I haven't remembered a birthday since I got rid of Facebook.
Nice.
The real question is, Cameron, did you tell your wife happy birthday?
I did.
Did you do something nice for her?
The dress she's wearing from yours truly.
From my shirt. Nikki got it for her?
Kay's like staring
I'm
off in the
yours
distance. She's
truly.
like
okay.
PTSD. She's like, yeah, I got a lot of stuff.
Just survived bedtime.
I did get her that. She woke up next to me this morning.
Wow, what a treat.
Yeah. Boom. Winning.
So for your birthday, you gave her trial and tribulation.
Is that David? Is that what Nikki says about you? Like I'm thankful I get to wake up to you
What was
every day. That's my gift.
The
She
Studio
say that?
C.
Yep.
What? Scooby Doo?
Studio C had one where it was this like Quaker guy, and his donkey's name was
Tribulation.
was Tribulation.
Puritan.
This Puritan guy on the sketch. He's like, "Bring me tribulation to the donkey."
He's like it was a
Not too far. We're not going too far into the thoughts. I just
Okay, I'm
wanted to know the
sorry.
tribulation thing. You guys want to review some old videos? Who's doing that? Okay.
maybe me because I don't have a mic stand.
Do you guys want to review some videos from the past?
Just any video?
No, on our
We should
Instagram,
do
videos.
we should do podcast reacts. Like we all watch a video
Okay,
and then
well,
react.
get some videos.
A second.
Okay.
It would be a second YouTube channel. No, not now.
Do some prep. Bring some prep to the table.
Dude, I'm beyond prep.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna watch this hour and a half video on every vault and Fallout.
I'm like, hey guys, I got a video for us to react to. It's just the Lego movie. It's just like,
It's an hour and 90.
did you see? Do you guys remember when they made that an ad on YouTube?
No.
There was a point in time where, I don't know why, but they made an ad on YouTube. So when you went to watch a video,
Yeah.
the ad would pop up, and I was like, bro, why is this ad like an hour and 20 minutes? Right? So I started to watch the ad,
Yeah.
and then I realized the ad was just the Lego movie.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah, YouTube was just putting the Lego movie as an ad. So like,
as an ad.
you'd be like, I'm gonna watch this 2-minute video from about whatever,
And then you just start watching the Lego back.
and instead of a 30-second video, it was the Lego movie.
Wow.
wow.
It was the whole. I think it was like a marketing thing because Lego Batman was coming out.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, look, for marketing, we're gonna just let you watch the Lego movie.
Dude, I wouldn't have gotten anything done.
It's like, dude, these ads are so long these days.
They're so good.
Oh, gee, come on, Pat, one more time.
Okay. We're on a baby hunt.
Okay,
I don't think we don't know how to weed them out.
But I didn't know who. It
Wow.
was. Who is it? Yeah, it's supposed to be a joke, but
That's my life.
Someone that's whatever. All right, here we go.
What?
Remember this?
What is that? Video.
No, that's not good.
Here's all my
27.
money. Here's my whole life savings.
Look how skinny Dustin was.
What's wrong with me or not wrong with me? Take my heart out, put it back in, patch me up, send me home.
I don't know what this is. We're gonna go to the ones where we actually had a mic.
17
when you were cute.
Guacamole.
Shut up.
That's when you could fit on the bench.
That's before we bulked
Before
up.
bulking season.
Before, yeah.
Before bulking century.
Oh, we weren't recording when we said that, were we? Cameron said that Dustin was bulking, and I said, which is the sneakiest way to call somebody fat.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you're bulking, and because the guy is like, yeah, dude.
Yeah. So if you ever think a lady's fat, you don't want to let her know. Be like, hey, you bulking?
Bulking, bulking season.
All right,
Got a
20
bulking woman in here.
episode 20.
I hope you didn't drive your bike here.
David eating the chip.
You've been right this whole time.
This is our first hot.
Is that the hot?
Yeah, hot
Oh my
challenge.
gosh.
I remember
It's hard to follow that video, but
that was our first episode when we ate the chips. Or what did we call that episode?
Hot takes.
hot chip
Burning
challenge.
questions.
Burning
Oh,
questions.
yeah.
Yeah.
What made me mad about that was those were genuinely hot tortilla chips and tortilla, and Cameron was just shoveling them in his mouth and acting like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no intestinal wall, but you know,
You have nothing.
It also bothered me that me and you got those. We did the hot sauces and we
Yes.
got those crazy hot ones. And
We did. Well,
Cameron-
the thing is, like, so we both got. I got
12.
I got one that was super hot. You got one that's
I liked
super
this
hot,
one.
and then after that,
I did that.
after that, mine got pretty medium, and yours got painful. This might be a bad idea
Dude,
the whole
forever.
time.
I had to leave.
Yep.
I can't handle that
You guys
stuff.
didn't like the things that you heard
Better
Dustin
man.
say. Just wait till you see the ones he mouthed.
You're gonna have to edit the video too.
I know. It's like we're gonna have
Is that when we started?
That's in 27. Yep. Ohio versus Michigan. Remember this?
I do remember. Kayla, do you remember that episode?
There, we watched.
What episode?
Michigan game, Christmas Day.
That's not a bad
Saturday
view, actually.
After Thanksgiving is always.
Oh, back in the early days when the camera was on the side of the table.
Yeah.
It's rivalry.
I think that's when we first started recording video.
Yeah. If we ever build our own studio, we should build it to look exactly like this, so that no one even knows.
Dustin's apology to Ellie.
Very. I'm not sorry. I take it back.
It'd be nice if we could hear the video.
I'm gonna fire up that for you.
Shut up.
Not sorry.
Ooh, I was hanging on every word.
Not sorry.
What's up? She goes, oh no. I said that. Yeah. I said, oh no. And,
She said, "I need to find someone who needs my help."
she said, I need to make sure he's. That was the kids talking about you.
Do what?
Remember? Oh no. I forget. But these aren't funny.
This is when we were still figuring out how to.
Figuring out
videos.
how to function.
Let's see. Here we go. Terrence Calvin.
Oh, that was memorable.
Yep.
40.
Yeah, he made fun of my boots.
Oh, here we go.
That's what you remember?
Yep.
We heard you. You asked for Bigfoot. We heard you. Presents to you. The Seated Crew presents you.
Any of that stuff. So there's a wild story. There's this older lady that came by and
This is
visiting
great.
at the church. And there's a story about people that she tells about people that come visit her. This lady lives out in the middle of nowhere. Okay?
It's a good clip.
And when I say the
good
middle of
thing to get
nowhere,
people in.
There's no reason
And it was a good clip.
for
That's
grown
Bigfoot
men
Part
in
2?
black suits to come visit her. Okay?
Okay.
But this is the story. The older lady
You want to hold your hand?
who does not have a TV.
The way he said.
Yeah. Really bait him.
Well-
Here's me and David.
Yeah.
After we lost our best episode.
Oh, dude, I was so upset.
That was the.
Look at us.
Dude, we literally just lost the funniest thing we've ever said.
Mistakes happen.
Dude, I remember we were my chest hurt. We were laughing so hard.
Look how
for that
sad we
That
episode.
was
look.
painful.
It's so dude, it was so
I was just sad.
the look of defeat, bro. tribulation.
It's not
worketh
funny.
patience.
It's not funny at all. So
Go ahead, Cam.
It
Unpack
is-
what just happened.
it is 11:52.
Remember when we used to record late?
Yeah. Before I had a kid.
I remember those days.
We got a lot going on. All right, live's working. No, we don't care about live. You're live.
We're like, oh my goodness.
Wait,
Yeah, that was
the,
really funny.
The video right now. I've never seen Harrison or David laugh this much. Like they're dead. Like,
Oh,
it's
I
gonna be a
remember
great
that.
Instagram. Like
That's when Dustin.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Dustin is turned
I
white.
made fun of his dad, who is
Oh, but-
dead.
Episode.
Oh,
parents died
Dustin,
too.
you put yourself in a hole there.
No. I mean, that's what a half orphan would be to me. So, sorry.
Oh
I
man.
think I was just blunt. He's like,
It does.
I'm half orphan. And I was like, oh, so your dad's dead.
Bro. Oh, man. That's
42.
Sorry.
overflow.
Yeah.
Throw it in there. Overflow.
Overflow.
Has his phone in his hand.
Starts the YouTube video. All right, here we
What
go.
is
What?
everything about this?
Ready?
That was a highlight.
Bro, that will never not be funny to me.
That was. Especially after the video you
It's hard to differentiate from now us talking and then.
No.
That's because we're still young guns,
We're
man.
still really striking. David, that was one of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my life.
100%.
That
Dude.
was hands down.
I have those sound bites
Dude.
like clipped on my
Bro.
computer.
Sword of
That
Lord.
is
And proceeded to
solid
go back
text
and
count.
a broken pen. Somebody.
What is this?
The shiv of the Lord.
The shiv of the
We're
Lord.
on YouTube. We got heat
You
for
want to
that.
go make an ephod?
All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
it's
Sword of the Lord.
Like a shiv in like
Then
prison.
proceeded to go back in prison,
It's
just
the prison sword of the Lord.
proceeding every shiv like. Sword of the Lord. And I'm kidding.
Dude, I remember we got
someone.
dude, we got heat for that on YouTube.
Did we?
Yeah, somebody commented.
Someone's like, "You should not
On-
mock the power of God."
yeah.
I was like, "Dude, we're not. What are you talking about?" All right, this is.
Like, but he said it. We could.
Oh, ignore.
What?
Realistically, everybody in this room is going to die eventually during the zombie apocalypse.
No.
Oh, that's the order. Who goes first?
I'll go first.
That was great. That was funny.
It was the. It's the.
Yeah.
I'll go first. So, all right. So who's the order? Who makes it the longest in the zombie
I'm
apocalypse?
just saying, if I'm in the zombie apocalypse, push him to shove. You know, like I know where I'm going. Like, you know, is
I missed that guy.
At that point, but I hope this is all.
yeah.
Harry's will to live is not as high as I would like it to be.
All right, that was great.
That was
Here's
just sheer
he went-
laziness. Yeah.
Dude, I'll go first. He volunteered his tribute.
So,
yeah,
He
when
did.
there's
Avoid
an
it.
exception 44 for being sick. Now,
Flint.
if you go to the doctor right now and say,
I don't go to the doctor.
well, if you go to the doctor and you have something wrong with your stomach or whatever, and you're like, Doc, I don't need any medication, I'm gonna drink some alcohol. He would say you're insane.
Yep.
I'll shotgun right in front of him.
Yeah. He'd say you're insane.
All the nurses are like,
Because
chug, chug, chug.
that medical.
The person like
You guys
with
are
all this,
fools.
this straps on him, like
There's
I
a
remember,
guy in like the bed and he's dying. He's like, "Chug."
I remember Cameron getting
You go to the
frustrated with
hospital,
us
Like, hey, you have
Why?
during that episode because Cameron, if I remember correctly, Cameron had just done Sunday school on
Yeah.
it. And so he was like showing us his notes.
Yeah.
I was going
Hey,
from my notes.
Cameron was not full blown serious,
But he was
Cameron
close.
was like he was
He was in teacher mode.
yes, he was laying out right like what our beliefs are and stuff like that. And the entire time the three of us were just making jokes about alcohol. And he was getting so frustrated. I just remember him getting frustrated. He was like, "Guys, I'm trying to Dude, I just oh man.
It's not that medical. That's a great clip. All right, here we go.
We had some good
on a
times at this
$100.
table.
Listen,
And those couches.
in the
And
United
45.
States, a pound,
45.
3 for 12.
What's a pound of iguana
Take it or
cost?
leave it.
in the United States, a pound of iguana meat. I never thought I'd ever say iguana meat.
Say it again.
Okay.
Iguana meat
Amen.
can cost upwards of $20.
Ooh. That sounds like an.
3 for
What?
12 sounds like
Hey,
a steal.
What's the inflation rate on iguana meat?
This-
Man, you guys are asking me a lot
What
of
year
questions.
was this? Was this before inflation? Was this before
I wasn't
2020?
prepared.
Google,
No,
like,
this at this
what's
this,
going on over
This
there?
article was written
He's like,
September 4th,
What's happening in
2022
Harrington,
Okay, so
Delaware?
that's current market price.
for iguana meat.
$20.
$20 a
Pound
pound.
is upwards of $20.
So if I
What's
were
on
to
the
like,
low end? What is that? Is it the same quality?
Stupid.
I feel like that was a very
That was very high
important
quality.
conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I think if there was anything that the C. diff podcast needed to get to the bottom of,
inflation rate for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you don't know.
I think if there's anything that us as a group of C. diff men needed to get to the bottom
This is the
of,
funniest, one of our funniest right here.
our funniest clip.
This is one of our funniest. Ready? Back 600 years, all you have are the clothes in your bag. How do you tell people that you're from the future?
if you
Bro, I don't
notice,
think-
I have no clarity.
I would
I would
say-
just go
Just
straight
tell
to the
them,
how
tell
about,
them.
trials.
how about that first winter, huh?
I would go straight to the witch trials.
a little chilly, huh?
You go straight to the.
You may not want
I
to
would probably say, hey guys, slavery, no.
slavery. No.
Save yourself the trouble. Just write that
I
down.
would tell them, hey, all
You're going to
those.
be
Not-
paying a long time.
Not worth it.
Be like, hey, you know those witches? Keep doing it, bro.
See those ships?
Doing a great job.
Send them back around.
Yeah, I would just go.
Send them back.
Dude, we gotta
around.
call Harry sometime.
Yeah, got to.
You can buy 5 pounds of bone the snapping turtle for $200
Nice.
Oh,
on Amazon.
on Amazon.
Interesting.
right.
Another good one.
Crack.
Another good one. I'm going to say France.
I'll give you that.
When cheese-
France cheese is in the Bible.
It's in the
David delivered
Bible.
cheese to his brother.
Nope, it was France. Well, I've already locked in. I said final answer.
it was David.
Oui, oui.
Little,
a few sheep.
a wee little boy named David.
I don't remember this conversation at all.
On we a
don't
boy named
either.
David.
Jesse said, take
On
this,
we a widow's.
Am I in there? Yeah.
take this cheese to your brothers. He said, oui, oui, father.
Jesse, oui, oui. Oui, oui,
Oui, oui,
Jesse.
father.
Oui,
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 father.
Jesse, David.
I take this cheese
You
to...
said like what's one of the old what was it? Hold up.
Cracked.
I'm going to say France.
Google when cheese was invented.
Google
Oh.
when
Right, what do you
coconuts
think?
I don't
were
remember
cracked.
that at all.
I'm
Did
gonna
we
say
get an
France.
answer?
Google when cheese was invented.
Deadliest animals on Earth
On Earth.
ranked.
Number 1.
That was good. Deadliest animals.
We've had some solid
David,
moments.
Remember when he took the bathroom break in the middle of the
I think one
And
like
we
funny
knew what he was
mountain
doing.
video?
Yeah.
And he just like gets up and walks out. Well, we cut some stuff out of that for time's sake,
Right.
and just because, David took out on the YouTube version all the funny stuff that we said about him.
Oh, really?
He just goes like, "We're just
He
saying
really
one
was
random
that.
thing," and then he goes, and then takes out something else, and then takes out, and then it's just like him sitting back down.
Wow.
So I took out like the
He really
2
was
or
that
3
guy.
things that we were saying that's like, whatever, but left in all the funny stuff. So
Right.
I left in all the nice stuff you guys said about me.
David, what a guy!
You guys were like, he dresses nice. And I was
You
like,
should've
oh, I'll leave
used-
that in.
Well, now you can just use AI to turn all the insults into compliments.
Lord willing, she said yes.
You know.
Technology.
Yeah,
is a
And then
beautiful thing.
I love it.
Saturday.
Did you hear about the guy that's got the Neuralink?
Photos.
I was a lot bigger.
Maybe.
No, I have not. No.
I was a lot bigger right then.
Wow, look at those! Look at those things.
Yeah, he was
Tell me
flexing
about
so
this, Dave.
hard. For
Yeah,
that.
he's like
he's like pressing his arm up against his.
starts doing like
My
bodybuilder poses.
arm's literally on my knee. You idiot. That was a tougher time.
Dude, you're half the man that guy in that video is.
David,
So
David. That's when he was bulking.
he was in bulking season.
Bulking.
No, but did Elon Musk like a while back
Musk.
put the Neuralink in a guy's head?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
And 85, I think they said like 85% of the strands that are connected to his brain have disconnected.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, to the guy that did it.
Yeah, so like I don't know how successful that trial was.
Yeah.
Well, not as much as he would have liked it to be.
Now he's just got a microchip on his brain for no reason.
Nice.
Yep.
This is a comment from Chief Hoss on this episode 56. Hey, just wanted to tell everyone I love you and also shut up and thank you.
That sounds right.
That's him. Well,
Good.
I guess we're not
Good.
going through any
That's a
more.
good one.
Dude, let me ask you something.
But yeah, shut up. Dude, I will forever love that. That was awesome. I can picture this guy of all places. Well, IHOP.
Fort Lauderdale.
In my head, I have pictured this as Waffle House.
No, it was an IHOP.
IHOP.
At,
So that's
like-
a classy joint.
At like 2 a.m. You know, some would say.
I do. I think it's classy. Waffle House, however,
You get
is
that-
not. But see,
get that
that's
tres
part
leche.
of the nostalgia is walking into Waffle House, not really knowing if there's heroin in your food or not.
Oh, speaking of breakfast, so Saturday,
Yep.
me and some men in our church went on a bike ride, motorcycle ride, and we were like, hey, let's go to Rudy's for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Go in,
Yep.
you know, because they got that breakfast buffet.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
Get my food,
Did you ride your bike all the way from Smyrna to here? Oh, wait, you're talking about.
a motorcycle, and
I thought you were biking. I'm like, what did you take up biking?
yeah, so
I got it. I got it.
get my first plate of the breakfast buffet.
Yep.
Sit down, and Meredith is staring at me
Did she take your food? Wait, when was this?
because
say
Meredith is on the placemat.
Yes.
So I get my plate of food and I go and I sit down and I'm like, let me grab my fork, and I look over and Meredith is just like on the table,
Yep.
like staring up at me. So I took a picture of it and I sent it to her and I was like, I can't get away from you people.
And her response was,
She just laughed. She was like, ha ha ha.
she's not
Well,
acknowledging it.
I guess we're about done.
Yeah.
Send in your favorite episodes, comments, your favorite what this podcast means to you and where you listen to it. I promise you this: if you send in a video, we won't mock you.
No,
I am promising that.
I'm not promising nothing.
Yeah, you can't speak
And
for
comment to see if a samurai or knight would win.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
I wanted to do like a in like a
In memoriam?
not
Are
a
you
memoriam, but like a
me. Like, who
down
died?
memory lane. But the guys kind of weren't feeling it, so it is what it is. Both of you kind of were just like,
Stop
eh.
living in the past.
what are we talking
Cameron.
about? I could talk about mosquitoes now for a long time.
Oh my gosh, give the gospel. I'm done with you.
All right. Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. There's only one way to heaven. There is no other way, hence being the one way. It is just by faith and trust in Jesus Christ. That's admitting that you're a sinner. We've all sinned and come short of the glory of God. And because of that, we can't make it to heaven on our own. We have to accept Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior to forgive us our sins that He bore on the cross for us in our place. He carried our burden. He can carry your burden too. And you will get to spend eternity with Him in heaven if you do that. If not, you're going to hell all the way down.
That's right. Well, like, subscribe, share, get the word out there. If you want us to get to number 200, then it's going to take you being an awesome listener and opening up your wallet. All right, guys. Peace.
Dustin, I just remembered I have loose ammo in my back seat that belongs to you.
Yes, you do. Thank you.
Hey there, comrades. Thanks for tuning in to the Calm Down It's Fine podcast. If you liked what you heard this episode, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and share that link. We want to get the episode out. We want as many new listeners as we can, and we want the old listeners to keep coming back. So be sure to like and subscribe. Find us on social media at CDIF Podcast. If you want to donate to the show, you can find the link to do so in the description below. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.